Are you guys ready? I'm here. And we're trying something a little bit different tonight. Phil is going to be joining us from home. Say hi, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Please let me know about the volume of Phil because I have to control it separately. So I hope that it is sufficient and that he, for once, is actually loud enough. If there's any problems with the stream, again, let me know because I'm rendering a video at the same time as streaming. So please let me know, guys, as to if there's any problems, and I'll have to basically stop the render. So, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. Phil, thank you very much for joining me.
No problem.
And I think Phil is just a little bit quiet there, actually.
No.
So, first of all, like I said, thanks very much for joining us. And
thank you to the patrons.
Right, okay. I'm not going to be able to stream the video, to render the video whilst doing the live stream. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're not going to attempt that anymore. Thank you very much to the guys that have already subscribed via Patreon. Yes, if you would like early access to the battle reports, please check us out on Patreon. And you can get 1 week early access to battle reports. You can submit lists for me, Phil, Lucy, Tom, or anybody else to play. And you can even specify which armies you want to see face off. Phil.
Thank you to our donations.
And add to our donations. Yes, thank you very much for the donations for Blight War. We managed to get a few donations, and Phil is very kindly going to grace us, hopefully this weekend, with his dance.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that, Phil?
I almost said the lyrics there.
Go on. I'll allow you to tell them.
No, I want to wait. I want them to see it. I want them to be surprised.
Fair enough. So yes, thank you very much to everybody who's doing it to get Blight War. Phil is actually going on holiday on Tuesday. So unless he pulls something out of his backside, we are not going to be filming Horticultus versus Neve straight away. We will be doing it at some point when he returns, because obviously he'll have it painted. Your Nurgle's nearly painted anyway.
Yeah.
And of course, Lucy has a ridiculous amount of Stormcast.
You could just see a pure Nurgle force.
For once.
It might possibly be bolstered by like undivided stuff.
You could take some allies now.
I could. I probably won't.
What, like the Lord of Change?
Well, no, I don't think I probably.
So anyway, yes, thank you very much to the people who have already subscribed to Patreon. Please go and support us. And today's chat, obviously, is a little bit about Blight War. And we are looking at Necromunda, Shadespire, and of course, the most excitable thing on the entire release list from Nova.
November!
There we go. So, whilst we discuss this, I'm working on 3 Tau Devilfish and also my Brass Scorpion. So we'll show you how those get on towards the end of the stream. But for now, I'm going to let Phil take over whilst you get to look at my pretty face.
Right. Well, we know Shadespire is coming out in October. We got a reveal for the Orc War Band, which looks like some like characterized Ard Boys, which means that brings the total up to 4 war bands. So we've got the Stormcast war band now. We've got the Khorne Blood Reaver war band. We've got the Skeleton or Bone Rattle, I think it's called, sort of war band, and then we've got the Orc one now, the Iron Jaw war band. So there's 4 war bands now, which I'm since it's October time, I don't think we will see another warband. If we do, I don't expect them to be an odd number of warbands. So I expect 2 more, but 4 and then 4 players seems to be about right.
Mm.
So we're probably not going to see much more for Shadespire, unless it's something like hero blister packs or something like that.
I think me and Lucy will probably pick it up because she's going to want the other female Stormcast, and obviously I might as well get the Khorne stuff. Quick shout out in the chat though. We've got Wolf Wraith Sharpie. Big shout out for helping me actually work out OBS and do the live streams. And we've got Ali Bongo.
Ali Bongo.
So yes,
Yes.
please continue, Phil.
So I don't expect to see any other factions. If there is, I expect, because we've got a chaos, a death, a destruction, and an order, it kind of makes sense that there isn't. If there is, because of this huge sort of dispossessed thing that they've done, where they've hyped up the dispossessed, and they've hyped up this season of war coming out and dispossessed in there. So is Black Corsairs, and so is Dark Elves, but I think it's like the female ones. I think it'll be one of those. I think it most likely would be the dwarfs, because they could probably fit the theme of Shadespire. And if there's any other one after that, I expect it to be another death or Chaos with Nurgle, since that seems to be a big thing here. But I don't think there's going to be another one. I could see them doing some Shadespire terrain.
That would be cool. They need some more Age of Sigmar terrain. It's beautiful what's out. It's a nightmare to put together because it doesn't fit. But when it's together, it's nice.
Yeah. So I could see them do some terrain. That would be monumentally interesting, right? I could see them adding to that sort of death scenery that they've already got.
You mean the mausoleum?
Yeah, the mausoleum. I could see them adding to that, and I think that could, benefit from it. We went down to our local store, Battle Bunker, and he's got this beautiful death table set up, and it's just done with like basically the what's it called? The mausoleum. Is it?
Mausoleum, 3 sets of the trees without any leaves on, and then he's built a Gothic 40k rune in the middle.
That actually fits very well with it.
Right, 1 second. Rick Lewis, Mr. Rick Lewis has joined the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your support, Rick. Your donation towards Blight War was very much appreciated. Phil has not done his sing-song yet. I'm hoping that he's going to do it on Saturday or Sunday. And you will be very pleased with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We've also got Mikey in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us, Mikey.
Hey. And then so Shadespire looks a bit interesting. Could do sooner with that. What was the other thing from Sigmar that's coming? It's like Malignant something. And it says like 2018. It doesn't really reveal much. We know it's death, and because it says Malignant, there's actually a start collecting Malignant. So I kind of feel like it might be on the lines of an actual army for them, which would be interesting. The thing is, it's 2018, so and they're announcing it now, which doesn't look too well for the likes of like a Nurgle book coming soon. So I actually don't think it's a faction separately. I think this might be something along the lines of a new whole death book coming out, and it's going to be like a big campaign event, kind of like how we just had Kono.
Tomb Kings.
I don't think it'll be Tomb Kings, mainly because it's say Malignant, and it hasn't got like a color palette for Tomb Kings. So I don't really expect that. But I could see this whole thing happening with Malignant. And it's nice to see now death coming into the picture. We've had a lot of chaos, we've had a lot of order. We've had a little bit of destruction here and there. Now we're getting a death thing.
Well, so, Shadespire in the Skirmish campaign was all about death. Also, Rick has just commented a couple of times there. He's put, Phil, I have a great idea for revenge. A really cool thing for Harry to do for our pleasure. We could sponsor, etc.
What's the revenge? I want to hear it.
I don't know. Mikey also says, hope I didn't miss too much. That tower vehicle is looking awesome. I've also got two more here. Batch painting them all at the same time. What else is looking awesome is the brass scorpion is looking awesome. And I've done all the gold with a Sharpie. So yes. Anyway, back to you, Phil. Sorry.
Yeah. So it looks like Death's getting a turn now. Should be pretty cool. PM me, Phil. I will do. I have to admit, I'm disappointed with Sigmar. I do think I just need to play it and see what it's like. But I'm so demoralized with my dwarfs that I will not be testing it out with my dwarfs. and it is a sad thing because I really wanted my dwarves to be good, and it's such a pain in the ass to make my dispossessed work because about 50% of it is compendium, 30% is dwarf, dispossessed, and then 20 is Iron Will Arsenal, and there's no functional army way to do that without just making a grand order, which hasn't really changed. And the big thing about using this dispossess is use the dispossess stuff and the rules and the artifacts. So, and it's not just dispossessed that suffer from this. I know Gutbusters suffer from this.
These guys.
I know Death suffer from it. There's a lot of different armies that are suffering from this like allies thing.
Death at least have their Grand Allegiance, whereas Destruction Grand Allegiance took a massive hit. Now, if you're in Gutbusters, you can take Lead Belchers and Iron Gut as your battle line, but there's no traits other than the normal Destruction one, which sucks. They've also trashed all of the old Ogre characters, like they're not even there anymore.
Which is really sad. So, and I get it on one part, you know, they want to get rid of these old characters that they're not going to make new ones of, at least, you know, not yet. And I get that, but at the same to come up with, like, make the compendium, like, able to take in a normal allegiance ability army. Because right now, I don't get the new benefit stuff from a dispossessed.
It kind of sucks as well because like you can't just like take it as part of your ogre army because like I want all these cool things as my battle line. I don't want to have to run 3 squads of 3 ogres just to have ogre as me battle line. I want Lead Belchers, 9 breakers. I want the massive regiment of Gutbusters. Do you know what I mean? And the same with you with your dwarfs, and it sucks the way they've done it. Mikey says, holy shit, didn't know you had a Scorpion, a gold Sharpie that works. Yes, it does, and yes, I do. I've just done nothing with it for nearly a year. So expect to see it soon because me and Phil filmed a battle report on Friday night before we went down to Sheffield, didn't we?
Yeah. Rick Lewis, what's your profile picture on Facebook so I can PM you?
Also, like I said, well, what I was going to say was, if you're interested in seeing the last battle report that me and Phil filmed, which wasn't the one on Friday, the one before, it'll be available next week because I'm having to push some battle reports to the front of the queue. The ones with Mikey and Dan from Hellstorm Gaming are going to be going up on Friday. But if you want to see Necrons versus Chaos Demons, that is available on Patreon now. Alternatively, you can wait 8 more days.
Facebook.
And it'll be available on YouTube.
Like fucking Michael.
Rick says no Facebook.
Harry has my email.
I do. I'll screenshot it and send you a Phil. Give me 2 minutes. But yeah, please continue.
Last thing for Sigmar is Seasons of War campaign, which is actually getting very interesting now because we now know that there's going to be a campaign map, which is a 4-player game, but you could do something like 2 people on each team, or you could just do it between 2 people. And think of it like sort of Risk map, but it's like a total like map of a continent, and you sort of move your counters here and there, and then you have battles here and there. So it's pretty cool.
Rick says he's slightly deflated. The mechanic and codex has no new models to be released with it. Yeah, I am as well. I mean, I think again they're probably going to wait for the Forge World campaign and just play everything in there with them.
I hope Forge World capitalizes on what I said in my overview videos, which is to create like gamma weapons, radio weapons that could go on like the breaches or the destroyers or the dragoons, and these are like upgrade kits. So they don't have to create this full model, but they like give these so many different units and different variety to the army.
Like what they did with the Peltasts, just released the upgrade kit.
Yeah, exactly what they did with the Peltasts. And that might not look or sound great, but it actually makes the army more unique because they've got like grav and plasma, and that connects them to the Imperium. But the good thing about AdMech is they're sort of their own thing, but still with the Imperium, which I would like to see them be something. Oh yeah, transport. Definitely a transport. Which I think they can get that without even making a new model. They could literally just use the 30k AdMech model with it. And they could create a small model, or they could just create an upgrade kit for the Dune Crawler. There's a lot of different ways they can do it, and I think they can.
Rhino.
I don't think
Land Raider.
No, because they're very much Space Marine, and I think you want something unique to the AdMech more than this is an Imperium vehicle. Let's use this Imperium vehicle. Otherwise, we'll have Skitarii coming out of drop pods again, like when they were first released.
I think Land Raiders would make sense.
I don't think Land Raiders would make sense. I do think that some of the units, such as the jump pack dudes,
Ursarax.
No, the ones with the they could have power claws, or they could have normal guns.
You're thinking of Thalax and Ursarax.
Yeah, I think they could be a very nice addition. Maybe even Myrmidons as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Myrmidons could really sort of breaches in a sense. So I kind of feel like Myrmidons, no, but Thalax and Ursarax, yes. I do think the Flyer could make a jump as well.
Yeah,
I think Flyer is a good choice. And this is sort of my personal request. I want the space Pope to make a jump on his little pulpit.
I have that model, and I haven't painted that. I haven't played with my 30k army in so long, dude.
I want that dude to pop around. But I also, and this is probably a big stretch, having the Thanatar return would be so awesome.
Yes.
Having the Thanatar just like
Boost.
Here's Daddy, like sort of
Little John.
Yeah, fucking Little John walking in. I think it'd be really cool to have that back. But I do think that will start going, oh yeah, this 30k AdMech basically just popped up in 40k. So I do think some things need to stay at 30k with the 30k AdMech.
But we're missing the most important topic, or the one that most people seem to be excited about, Phil.
What's that one?
Necromunda.
Necromunda? I think most people get really excited because it's such an old thing, an iconic thing at that as well. I mean, I've played some of Necromunda. It's definitely a fun game. I hope they don't simplify it like they did with Shadow War. I'm hoping Shadow War is just a simple version, and then Necromunda is just like actually feels like it. Necromunda, which means I want to keep track of territory. Get currency, shit like that, rather than just being, oh yeah, I've got these special boxes and get these special guys. I want it to be more unique, more in depth is probably the right word for it.
Rick says, I have a small voice rising within me that says, sell the 30k. I don't feel like waiting 7th edition again. I can understand, and I love me 30k models, which is why I'm not going to sell them. If I did, I could make a mint or two, but I'd rather keep them. So, yeah.
Plus, you keep in 7th edition until Forge World changes the rules.
Yeah.
They said they're keeping it, and then they're going to create their own version of the rules going forward. So you could see things getting actually balanced and some things changing. Maybe to old, maybe looking at, some benefits from 8th, and then some of the good stuff from previous editions as well.
I think what they've said is basically it's a rehash of the 7th edition rulebook with the Age of Darkness, Force Orgs and stuff in instead.
Mm. So that's cool.
So yeah, Necromunda anyway. Models. What do you think of the models?
I kind of used the Goliath as my first crew. So I do like them. They're very faithful. It's essentially like you go from the old Necron Lord to the new Necron Overlord, and it's that sort of leap. So it's a good leap. It's just basically they're not stationary anymore. So they they look very faithful. That's the Goliaths. I don't know what the other ones are because I don't think I've ever played against them during Necromunda.
I think they're called Eshed, all the women with the purple and pink hair and stuff.
Yeah. And I don't think I played them in the game. I think I played like a sort of a really powerful sort of cult following, like religious group. That was Michael's, and that's what I think it was. Unsure. And then I know lots of people want the Adeptus Arbites. And Jacob wants the Pit Slaves, which are very unique, very Mechanicum-like, Dark Mechanicum-like even. So they're pretty cool. I want my Gene Cult rules because they are pretty cool. So really anything could come with Necromunda. I actually haven't played Shadow War. We all thought we were going to do some Shadow War and things that happened. We just haven't had time. And Shadow War is very simple and actually very restrictive about what you can take, which is sad to see that. Like I can't take a full squad of I can't take a crew of Tempestus Scions. I have to take some standard guard and then buy one Scion every game with a Promethean cash. So it's a bit weird. I play a lot of 30k, and as fun as it is, I do kind of wish they'd switch to 8th. Totally agree with Schism 20. Yeah, I haven't played 30k myself. I've seen a bunch of 30k back reps and things like that. I do like how it works. I think that was kind of the better side of 7th edition, in my opinion. But I do think changing it would be pretty cool and pretty useful.
Yep. So, what models are you working on currently, Phil?
I'm working on Zinc Flamers, my Blue Scribes conversion, a Burning Chariot, and then the Blue Horrors that go on the Burning Chariot. And then I'm going to move on to some Nurgle stuff.
Sweet. I am expanding the Tau because me and Phil have a Tau battle report, but I'm also doing the Brass Scorpion. And why am I doing the Brass Scorpion, Phil?
Because you need some more stuff for Corn, so you've got more variety of things that we can bring into the game.
Well, that's primarily, but also why else am I doing the...
For the campaign.
What?
For the campaign?
I was thinking more along the lines because you asked me to, but okay.
The original thing I've asked you to do was the Vizark, and I don't see him done yet.
Well, excuse me. So, with the NID Codex being told that we will have it before November, are you planning on painting any more Tyranids?
No.
Why?
Don't want to.
You're painted out now.
No. Like right now, I'm happy with what I've got painted for my NIDs.
Cool.
I don't expect much to change. And if it does, things are just going to get more expensive, is what I think. I don't think anything's going to get cheaper. I'll be surprised if they did.
One of them obviously being the Exocrane.
I could see Exocrane either going up on points or losing some rules. I think now that they're giving us the rules, I doubt they're going to change the rules. I do expect the points to change though. So maybe a little bit more than what he is. I would be surprised if he stayed the same. If he did, he must lose one of the, like his +1 bliss skill rule would have to go because that is just too good for what it is.
Rick says the people are too scared from the backlash from all the book owners for Forge World.
Yeah, I get that.
Sharpie says, I never want to paint a Poxwalker again. How many have you got painted, Sharpie? I'm going to hazard a guess at 100. Mikey also says, get the Vizark painted, Harry. No, because yours puts mine to shame. And I saw someone post a picture of yours earlier on, actually, and says, what is this model? Where's it from?
Get the what done?
Vizak.
Oh yeah, get the Vizok done here.
Mikey's was awesome. I think he got it featured in White Dwarf.
Wow. Go Mikey, bastard.
He's always got Forge World stuff on the Forge World website and stuff as well.
Bastard. This is Mikey Hellstorm Mikey, right?
No. This is Mikey Mowat.
Alright.
But yes, Hellstorm Mikey is a very, very good painter as well. Not 100, but got to be close, Sharpie says. Well, it ain't 100, it's not good enough. I played Ninja Sigmar Battle Report, which is the one that I'm going to attempt to render once we finish the live chat. And I had 100 painted bloodletters in it.
I need to find a quick, easy, cheap way to make a whole bunch of Beasts of Nurgle.
Ask Sharpie, he knows loads of like other companies and stuff.
I said cheap and quick.
Have a look on Puppets War. I got me
What?
Flesh Hounds from them.
The first thing that came to mind was I've got one Beast of Nurgle, and it's converted from a warrior kit with like the wings from the Vargeist, and I've got another pair of those wings and a spare warrior. So I was thinking of probably mashing that together,
Right.
to get myself at least two, and that might tie me over for a while.
Okay, so Will I Really Am says, will you be going to the Scottish Takeover too? I don't know when it is. Possibly not, because as you may have seen in one of my videos, I'm going to Gibraltar, and it's costing me a pretty penny. So it literally depends.
What is the Scottish Takeover?
It's a big tournament up in Scotland. It's an ITC event.
All right.
Actually, talking of ITC missions, they are hard.
Okay.
Like, you have to be thinking like at least the turn ahead.
All right.
Because rather than just drawing like, oh, secure objective 3, end of your turn, you control objective 3, you win. It's like, no. You score at the start of your following turn. So if you draw secure objective 3, or rather control maelstrom objective 2, you have to be on that at the start of your following turn.
All right.
So basically, you can get to it easy. Can you stay on it? Let's find out. So yeah, ITC is very different and it's very hard.
Is that what you're playing at Gibraltar?
It is.
No.
It's difficult. Unless you are well practiced in ITC, you're going to find it hard to do. Phil, you looked in Fantasy Flight Living Card Game for 40k at all.
Eh? Like Conquest?
I'm not sure. So Mikey's just said, I know it's a very open-ended question, but any general tips, advice for going to events or tournaments, hoping to start going to some?
Have fun.
Yes, absolutely. When I went to the NWO, I knew that if I tried to build a competitive list, I would go there and I would stress myself out over it. I would chew myself up over my games, and I just thought, you know what, it's not worth it. So I took a toned down Harlequin list. But I say toned down, it wasn't. It still had teeth, but I had Shadow Weavers, Star Weavers, Void Weavers, and a Solitaire and a Death Jester. And they're not that competitive. You're always going to run more troops, more fusion pistols in a competitive Harlequin army. and probably run them as Yanari. But I didn't. I just went, these are my Harlequins. They look cool because they're covered in glitter. Please play me. And I just went to have fun, and I enjoyed it. I had a laugh with my opponents.
In our local store, there's spot prizes.
Yes.
Such as one that I fucking really tried to do on my last game, but Michael Core just fucked me in every way possible. Which was to kill a transport with a troops unit with no AP weapon. And you got like Dead Space Marines. Like the little box of Dead Space Marines, which I thought was pretty cool. I got one which was
be the first person to lose your warlord.
Yeah, be the first person to lose your warlord, which mine was basically a suicide bomber, which was my swarm lord, and like it was like 20 minutes after he died, like Justin came over and was like, "Has anyone lost their war?" I was like, "Yeah, like 20 minutes ago." He's like, "Well, why didn't you see anything?" I was like, "Well, I forgot." It was just so good. Yeah, Sharpie, I do have Conquest. I have a lot of stuff for Conquest. Not Tyranids though, which sucks, but because they discontinued Conquest, so it was upsetting. But I like spot prizes. I like going to the tournament and actually having a good game. Like I hate playing against. I hate being curb stomped. I know there is going to be people who go there and are bringing a curb stomp list, so it's essentially look at the draw. I think the players actually come out on top is the players who are last, because they're playing against people who don't have very good lists, and you both know that you're not going to win, so you're just having a good game. And I'm thinking, as soon as if you lose your first game, you're sort of out of the run, and then that means you can relax and have a good day. And if you come first, you're like really nervous going to the second game, and if you win that one, you're really nervous going to the next game. So it's really I actually think the people who lose get the best.
And I totally agree with Phil. Will says he came 5th there at the NWO. Well done, mate. I came 37th. He's putting I found if you make sure you are very happy with playing and don't mind losing, then you enjoy events much more. You can play competitive without being a dick, basically. You absolutely can.
That's what
I'll hold my hands up. I can get very competitive, and Phil will tell you this as well. When I want to win, I will do my damn most to win. And if I took an even remotely strong list, I will try to win, and I will stress myself out with it. Phil, when we went to Battle Bunker War 3, for example, right, I took a strong list, didn't I?
All right.
And I would concentrate on trying to win, and I would try and win, and it was very tiring and not as enjoyable as when I went to the NWO, knowing that I wasn't going to win, but just having fun with it.
Yeah.
So will I really am? I don't like the new YouTube. There's very little space to get on the chat. So did you hear about the Scottish ETC captain versus GSC at Euro Championships? He was using Tau Commander spam. He null deployed his commanders. Gene Stealer Cult turn 1 bought on all his units and went for max spread. He spread out over the table and prevented the commanders being able to deploy. That's awesome. I'd like to go and have a laugh and take a really nice army and see some other really well-made armies. Not fussed about winning. I'm a pretty poor player anyway. Mikey, you know what? If you've got that attitude that you just want to go and have fun, mate, go and do it and you'll have fun. Will I really am says he won turn 1. That's outstanding. Phil, you need to take your Gene Stealer Club back out of the box.
Wait, what? What happened?
So, you know the Tau Commander spam that Felix has been running?
Yeah.
Will I really am said that basically someone, because you can't, the whole premise is you deploy your drones, you attach your commander to a load to a couple of drones, you deep strike in the commanders. The drones are there so that the commanders are your 50% in reserve, and then deep strike them and annihilate. What the other guy did was he ended up going first with his Gene Stealer Cult, but he spread out so far across the board that there was nowhere for the Tau commanders to deploy.
All right. Wow.
And says he won turn 1.
Huh.
And, you know, this kind of goes back to what I said to Phil before, and I've said a lot of people to this. 8th edition is very rock, paper, scissors. One army may be good against several armies, but it's got a weakness. You go for that army, and that one has a weakness. Every army has a weakness. Oh, I don't like edge highlighting, Phil. It's not even edge highlighting, it's painting wash into all the lines and crevices.
Wow. Oh, right. 3 blue horrors left. Yeah, I'm really nervous. I haven't played against a guard player yet. And I don't know whether I have enough firepower with my current list. Like, I just don't know what I could do.
When I played James Fusco, he had 120 conscripts, and even though I had Castellans firing twice, it still took me 2 turns.
I feel like Battleshock's your friend.
He didn't take them because of something.
What do you mean? Hello?
What?
What do you mean?
He had a commander or something that was stopping him from taking battle shocks.
What? Well, I do feel like I've enough. I do feel like I've got a good amount of firepower and a good amount of combat. And I do think I just don't know. Actually, it's just as simple as that. I just don't know because I haven't played them yet.
The problem with James's list is
no, I'm not on about James's list. I'm on about guard in general.
Yeah.
I don't know them because I haven't played them. I haven't seen them being played. I just know they're good.
Well, one thing you need to watch out for, right, is they can move damn fast when they need to get onto an objective. So basically, they can move and run, and then use the order in the shooting phase to move and run again. So that makes them very, very fast. Got Julian Farnham joining us. Will I really says guard players fall at Tower Sniper drones quite easily. Yes, they do, but the problem is Phil has Tyranids and has no snipers. There you go. Rick says, I've played guard the last 3 games and completely enjoyed it. 30-man conscript squads with a priest and commissar were hilarious. Yeah, when I played against him at Taunton, I think James had 3 times 30, which just drew me fire. Had 2 basilisks and 3 manticores pumping away in the background. Then decided to deep strike in 12 Elysians with plasma, and then all their commanders, and 3 Punishers.
Yeah.
So the strength 5 guns just slowly battered away at me knight, and even with a 3-up save, like 2 turns worth of fire from them, killed him.
On the vultures?
Yes.
Yeah. I was talking to him and he said he was only going to be bringing 2 of his vultures. He wanted to try and get his Marauder Destroyer in, but he just couldn't get it to fit. I know he's going down. I haven't played him yet. I mean, on all the tournaments that I've been in with him, I haven't played him yet, so I really want to play him.
Yeah, Rick says, move. I did it about an hour ago and got into the backfield for 2 points in the blitz scenario, cracking. Yeah, my 4th game at the NWO, I tied it on turn 7, on the bottom of turn 7, because Jack rolled a 4-inch run, which got 3 guys within half an inch out, 2.5 inches away from my objective. So we ended up drawing the Eternal War mission. Sorry, he won the Eternal, I won the Maelstrom, and then we had 2 points each, so we drew the game. Rick says, gotta go, guys, have fun tonight. No worries, Rick. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for your support. It is greatly appreciated.
See you later, man. Cannot take Wraith.
So when we were around, Phil, was it last night or the night before?
Tuesday.
So Phil was around on Tuesday. We just hung out and painted and stuff. And he's like, Harry, can I borrow your Xenos index, please? So that when I go up to Tom, I'm not like flipping up and down at the EPUB on me phone. I was like, yeah, sure, dude, no problem. Messages me tonight. Harry, I picked up the wrong Xenos index. I've got the Eldar one. So like, I secretly think that Phil's actually starting Eldar.
I literally was an honest mistake. I'm not doing Eldar. Like, I don't think I want to start a new Full army. I just want to bolster the ones I already have.
Yeah. Rick says, don't forget to email him about revenge.
I'll try not to. Yeah, we heard about the codexes in November. 3 codex. Well, it's at the end of November. We'll have these all these codexes out. It's not in November.
They also said 10 before Christmas.
Because we also got October. So we've got pre-order on the 9th for the Death Guard, which will come out on the 16th. And then I believe it'll probably be at the end of August pre-order for... No, not the end of August. It was September the 9th pre-order. September 16th release. I don't know whether it's the same for AdMech.
No, AdMech pre-order the 16th, release the 23rd.
Yeah, so it's a week after. And then I'll honestly expect that week just after that to be dedicated towards, hey, look at here's Shadespire, blah 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 Shadespire, pre-order this Shadespire, blah 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 blah, and then boom, Shadespire gets released, and then we get and then we either get end of October time, leaning, because I hope the Tyranids don't come out in October, because then it's not November, it's mid-October. Which doesn't really have the same ring to it. And then in November we'll have Arsenal Terran come out type thing as well. And then that gives us, I'm assuming probably end of November and December for the last pieces of the codexes. But by then we'll have Codex Space Marines, Grey Knights, Chaos Space Marines, Death Guard, AdMech, Craftworld Eldar, Tyranids, and the Arsenal Terran, which is 8. So that leaves us with 2 more. So there's 2 more codices left, which would probably both in December, unless it's like 10 before December, which will be like end of November time. I'm gonna take guesses on what those 2 codices will be. I think it will be Tau and 1,000 Suns. I don't know what other codexes it could be. We could see a Drukhari one. We could see a a Harlequin one. I very much doubt it. That dude, like months ago, who said, "Oh, you do have an Iandan army." We're getting Craft Worlds soon, so it looks like that information was very true to its word.
He also mentioned something about Yannari as well.
So I'm expecting Iandan to be good. You mentioned Iandan, so I'm expecting Iandan to be good. I'm also expecting, since Iandan's all about Wraith, I'm expecting this is like a return of the Wraith army, which will be quite interesting to see.
You've already seen a Wraith army, Phil.
I think it'll be, yeah, but the Wraith army without buffs of Craftworld. I think it'll be Tau and Dark Eldar. Yeah, possibly. I do think the Wraith army could be something along the lines of like a 6 uphill no pain. Or even like a disgusting resilient type role, because they're just Wraithbone. But I could see them having a something of battle focus, where they move a bit faster because they're Iandan. I don't know. There could be anything. I'm not too far into the lore of the Iandan stuff. I think I spoke what I expect some of the high fleets to be for Tyranids.
What do you think then?
Well, I think there'll be 6 high fleets. I mean, there's kind of a thing of 7 going around in like all the people's dexes right now. So there could be a 7th one, which would be a new one, I think, because we have the big 3, which is Kraken, Leviathan, Behemoth, and then we've got the miniature 3, which is Gorgon, Juggermunda, and Hydra. I don't know whether there's another one there. I think there is, which would be the 7th. The way I think they would work would be sort of Hydra kills the Tyranids to become the better form of the Tyranids, so be the best of the best of the best. So I could see them being something kind of like adapter ability or something like that, which I don't know how that would work to be in such like a chapter tactics type thing, because there's not much else left about them other than that. So I could just see them being like reroll 1s and everything, which would be weird. Or if they kill a unit, they get a preferred enemy against that type of unit. I don't know what that could be. Joggermunda very went into the actually is semi-extinct, so the vanguard of Joggermunda is actually destroyed. And what they did was they preferred to surround the planet and close it in, and then swirl around these asteroids and drag the asteroids with themselves and throw those asteroids into the planet as like a bombard, which is exactly what, because Juggermunda is supposed to be the Starship Troopers bugs, because they've got that colour scheme. And, you know, bugs in Starship Troopers through asteroids at planets and stuff like that. So that's a little interesting thing there. But in between all these asteroids is magnetic spores and tyrannocytes. And those tyrannocytes would have like Raveners in, or Trigons, or Morlocks. And all those guys would actually burrow underneath the ground and then go to sleep and go dormant until all the bombarding would stop. And then they would rise on behind the lines and do all the damage like that. And there was like a specific moment in Juggermunda's history where they attacked the Forge World, and the Forge World had these sort of like big bubble shield things, kind of like from Star Wars 1, when the Gungans had this big, you know, pink bubble, force field around them that stopped all this gunfire going at them. So they had that field, so they realized that the meatic spores and their asteroids wasn't working. So they still sent down their you know, Tyranid bio crawlers underneath ground, and then dug up from behind lines. And this was like really powerful because they thought they had the greatest walls and the greatest defenses, that they didn't have the greatest inner defenses. So they were getting eaten from the inside out. And so they decided to see you later, James Jones.
See you later, man.
So they decided to bring a Titan faction known as Annihilation. And then the Tyranids adapted again and brought down bigger, giant meatic spores with something horrifying inside. And it turns out this would be a thing that looks exactly like a Trigon, but the size of a Reaver Titan. Forge World, hurry up. Which I think would be really cool to see as a model. And then this Trigon would just claw and cut through all these Reaver Titans. So it'd be interesting if Tyranid's got this Reaver Titan-esque model, which it, like, you know, same point, same sort of damage line, but, you know, it's this gigantic Trigon, which I think would be awesome. But Juggermunda got wiped out by this guard regiment that learned to outmaneuver. So I do think Juggermunda should have something kind of like their stratagem. I can see kind of being like the Chapter Master orbital bombardment. That would represent the asteroid sort of falling from space. Their sort of ability, I would see them sort of having an ability kind of like the Raven Guard, where they're -1 to hit. That's very obscure, but the Raven Guard have like a stratagem where it's like you could pick a unit, put it 9 inches away from the deployment zone. So I could see that stratagem coming into play. But for them to infiltrate so easily, I could see a version of Outflank where it pops on behind the table edge, like on the opponent's table edge, 6 inches in, you know, from that table edge and 9 inches of enemy units, which we've seen in Sigmar and we've seen in 40k. So we could see that sort of real popping up. Gorgon is like black and red sort of, and it's an old army. So it was more like loads of Gribblies, and there's these small, like not many giant monstrous creatures. So I kind of see it kind of like that sort of way, not too knowing of what their fluff was. Tyranid Dominatrix is the biggest Tyranid that exists, and sadly only had a model in Epic. Having one in 40k would be awesome, but I doubt it would see the table, given the Warlord is 4,000 points. If the Dominatrix comes, it has to be sort of the size of the Warlord. Because if it's the biggest one ever, and there's actually a Trigon the size of a Reaver, I mean, the Dominatrix has to be huge. So it's a little bit of a We could see a mini version of it, which would be pretty awesome. It'll be a good homage to it. We go into Behemoth, Leviathan, and Kraken, which are quite centric in what they are. I see Kraken as very much a Gribbly army. Like Gene Stealers, Rippers, Hormagorn sort of army. So I'm seeing Kraken as more of a horde. So I could see them getting something kind of like the mob rule that the Orcs have, which would be very interesting. There's an interesting Age of Sigmar army. I think it's the Corsairs or the Dark Elves, where a unit has a special rule where it can count a friendly unit's amount of models towards their amount of models for their abilities. So when you have the 20 or more models thing, you could have 3 10-man squads all in range of each other, and they could count each as 30-man to get their benefit, which I think is also pretty interesting thing they could do with Kraken, which would make it very unique compared to other stuff. Behemoth is very much the big guns. You know, it's all about Carnifexes and Hive Guard and Tranifexes and stuff like that. So they're really big monsters. So I could see them bringing something like heal a wound on every model a turn, kind of how like the Nurgle's working now in Blight War, which are pretty good. Hey, Jay Thomas, how you doing, man? Leviathan is sort of the all-around buddy, but the fluff from Shield of Baal kind of suggests it's one of the most adaptable to its situation. So when it fought against some of the guard stuff on planets, and they realized that they were just getting shot down by artillery and things like that. So they took their venom throat away and some of the big monsters and kind of just mundled them together to take a Toxicrine. And then they realized that, you know, Saint Celestine, well, not Saint Celestine per se, but the Saints were coming down and they're bringing this like faith power, which would mean that they had a like psychic weakness. So they made the Maliceptor to get the psychic protection and overload, the psychic overload, which I do like. I don't know how to portray that though, which would be pretty interesting. What's going on? Just talking about what the Tyranid Codex could entail for High Fleet rules.
Phil, can you actually see Will.i.am Realiam's commentary there? He's actually put a couple of good things in about the Dominatrix. And the Trigon thing that you're referring to was called a Hierophant. A model existed in Epic. It was bigger than a Hierophant, and it was a close combat, kill everything monster.
Yeah, yeah. I do like a lot. There's one Tyranid sort of models that I want to see, but I don't know how they could work without being really powerful in game, which is the Cortex Scuttlers. I don't know its full on name, but it's basically a Ripper with like really thin legs that go inside of the like eyes and ears and take control of their hosts. And then there's a picture of it being on top, like on a guardsman's face. And I think that's semi-Gene Stealer cult.
I've read about them actually, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what they call. I know it's like Codexs something. And I think that would be pretty interesting to have with Tyranids. So I think that could be something for Gene Stealer cult. So I would be fine seeing that in Gene Stealer cult rather than Tyranids. The other stuff, we have heard rumors of like Psychovores, which sound pretty damn cool. And I would love to see it. I kind of imagine like a Biofor, but missing the gun. And it has the back kind of like the leather back from Pacific Rim, where it has these like about 4 flaps and this electricity in the middle of it, and like slams together to create the psychic bubble type thing, which would be pretty cool, like an EMP bubble. I think that'd be a great idea. I've always wanted there to be like a really oversized harpy, which I know there's sort of the Harridan for, but it would be like really thin, bony legs, and it's like really huge bat-like wings, and it's like massive like talons and claws. And I want it to be like really weak, but have like kind of like how the Gene Stealers have like this invul for being really fast. I want to have that as well, but also do a lot of damage, like a glass hammer, super heavy. Which would be pretty cool to see. But there's so many things that I would want to see, and so many things that is already in the fluff as well. It's hard to say that anything's going to come, because Grey Knights didn't get anything new, Kill Space Marines didn't get anything new, AdMech's not getting anything new. So I'm half expecting not to see any new models with Tyranids or Craft World or Astra Militarum.
Craft World need new models, especially the Phoenix Lord and the Aspect Warriors.
I could see. I would like to be able to bring back the Tyranid Parasite and Morbidex. Oh my goodness, the Parasite and Morbidex. Oh, it would be amazing. I would love to have that model. I loved playing with it back in the day. Just painted a bunch of Genestealers, Acolytes, and Neophytes for Craig over on the Bitsbox channel. Pretty fun models to paint. Yeah, I had a lot of fun painting Genestealers, the Acolytes as well. Neophytes I'm not crazy for, but...
No,
yeah.
I painted 20 Neophytes and 20 Acolytes back in January for the double storm Mayfield went to. I tried to go back and paint more, and I couldn't.
Yeah, it's definitely painful.
The beautiful models.
Oh yeah.
It's just so draining to paint them.
Do a mount high. Yeah, I think now that the Neurothrope is just D3 wounds back to the unit, if you kill a model with their smite, I think this is now a perfect opportunity to have the Doom Mount actually reappear. And it kind of act like the Death Leaper and the Red Terriers, where they're separate entry and things like that. Doom exists in the form of a Neurothorpe. Yeah, it used to be, but the Neurothorpe isn't what it used to be now. And I kind of forget it, because if it was D3 of moons back in the unit and can bring models back, I think I would remember it, and I think it would be useful. But there's no reason not to take it, because it's no additional points compared to a normal zone throw. So there's no reason not to take it. It's not as big and influential as it was before with its Spirit Leech, which was flipping amazing. So yeah, the Astra Militarum, we could see Graphex being single blister with that. I know she's an Inquisitor and not really Astra Militarum. I don't think we'll see Celestine, even though she busts Astra Militarum. I don't think we'll see her in a single thing.
We will see Celestine. Do you know when we'll see Celestine?
When
Plastic Sisters arrive. Oh wait, I've just reset the clock again.
The what?
The clock.
What clock?
Every time you mention Plastic Sisters, GW reset the clock for when they release them.
What do you think of my list? Look up in comments. List.
Oh yeah, it was his.
I said.
Posted a list. It was quite a few comments back.
Can take off guard easy. Brigade detachment, 3 Malthropes, 3 units of 3 Hive Guard with Imperial cannons, 3 units of 30 double guns, 3 units of Rippers, 3 Spores, 2 Trigon Primes, and a Trigon. I'm going to disagree with your Hive Guard on this, my friend. A lot of people are saying Imperial cannons are worth it. It's heavy, so you're going back to your 4 to hit. It's strength 8, which is pretty good, because that can help you be like 3 to win on a lot of vehicles. -2, helpful, and it's 2 wounds straight out, also helpful. The shock cannons, when I'm looking at your list right there, your Devourer Gorns can deal with, like, the Guardsmen, no problem. The Rippers are there to get on objectives, the Spores are there to fill fast attack, your Trigon Primes, your Trigon is there to pull the Gorns right in front of the units. You got your Malthropes there, which I'm assuming each one's going to be with each of the Hive Guard. And the reason I think the Hive Guard are good is their best attribute is that they don't need line of sight. But a lot of Guard players are going to bring their Basilisks and their Manticores, which don't need line of sight. So it's not really going to work out there. Shock Cannon's better, because they can do mortal wounds in addition to their -1 strength 7 D3 damage. 2 vehicles.
And it's D3 shots.
Yeah, and it's D3 shots. So it's like, I think shock cannons are amazing, and no one's really seen them as the most amazing thing as they are. I'm taking 6 in a pod. The reason I'm taking them in the pod, because everyone always targets them turn 1 and never get to fucking use them. Thanks, Harry. And thus putting them in a pod means that I'm putting it down on my turn and I'm going to get my round of shooting. And because of split fire, I've got 6 of them in a pod. Yeah. No said. So I think it's going to be really good. I do like the Trigons, because they're one of the only things that can get D6 damage very easily. without having a -1, because I know the Turbogon could get it with the Crushing Claws, which is more expensive than a Trigon, or even a Trigon Prime. Ugh. So the D6 damage is pretty awesome, especially within that amount of attacks you get, because they've got 3 massive Cyber Talons. So you get an extra attack, which will be spent on your tail. The tail that I use is the Biostatic Rattle. And I know it's cheap to go with like a Toxic Pike, which could be very helpful. But the Biostatic Rattle can really help if you just put that 1 wound on a guard squad and then you rest under a vehicle. You add an extra 1 to their morale from the Biostatic Rattle, which is just a little thing, which is pretty cool. And then here you got all those other attacks, which definitely could take down a vehicle, no problem. You'll see in my battle report against Dan that that's not the case sometimes. But they are very resilient. 3 up armor save. They've got synapse on the primes. 12 shots or 6 shots on a normal prime, a normal Trigon even. It's strength 5. They're good. I definitely think they're a valuable unit. They move very fast as well, which I'm glad they changed, because they're a giant snake. They should be moving faster than normal monster creatures.
Not 6 inches like in 7th.
Yeah, the Rippers are a brilliant choice. Definitely an underrated troop choice, what they are. I won a game with a Ripper Swarm against Harry. And that was
cheese, Relic. Absolute cheese.
Yeah, and that was Relic, where he had an Advec army that basically I hardly even touched him, and he just almost wiped me off the board. So that one Ripper Swarm could be, just one base is huge. The spores, the Mucolid spores, are like the cheapest fast attack, so I understand that. The Mounthrops are also the cheapest HQ, and they have that -1, so your Hive Guy could be safer from the artillery as well. And I think it's a definitely good round list. You have 33 units of 30 Devil Horns, which means you've got 90 shots per unit of 30.
What I would do is I would swap 10 in each squad to just a Flesh Borer, just to absorb wounds.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because you get 270 shots. You could essentially split 10 into one unit, 10 into another unit, 10 into another unit, and you could do the 9 units and wipe them off, and you don't have to worry about being killed before doing that, because you're coming from Deep Strike. So I think that's a brilliant list there. However, I actually think you'll probably kill yourself after paying 90 gold, because I was ready to do it after 10, and I was doing 1 fucking color. Here's a silly but awesome, fun, and scary knit list. 2 Supreme Command detachments, 10 times Flying Hive Tyrants with monstrous riding claws and 1 set of guns, 2,000 bang on. I'm flabbergasted. They have a pair of the Slimer Maggots, and then the monstrous riding claws, which are for free. Monstrous riding claws are so good for being for free. Like add the toxin sacks, so that when you wound on a 6, it's -5 for 2 damage, which is -5 for 4 damage, which is just great if you roll that 6. I do like toxin sacks, just you'll hardly ever roll that 6, so it's not all the time worth it. But when it does, you'll love yourself. And then the set of guns, that's 6 shots. That's strength 7 -1. So it's definitely good there as well. And then 10 Hive Tyrants. You don't need to worry about synapse. You've got the mobility. They have adrenal glands and toxin sacks each, which is good even. So there you go. It's even better. You get your +1 to your charge and run moves if you really want to run. I mean, your guns are assault, so you could get the -1 and still be able to do it.
Then you've got Onslaught as well.
You got Onslaught as well. You got Catalyst as well. You got Horror. You got all this stuff, and 10 Smites as well. It's pretty good. Speaking of cheese, you think 40 Blight Kings is too many? Yes, but also no. 40 Blight Kings is scary. Real scary. I don't know if you're doing them in 10s or 20s, like 2 squads of 20 or 4 squads of 10, or just 8 squads of 5. 8 squads of 5s would be terrifying. 2 squads of 20 will be cheaper because you have max in units, I believe. So, yeah, it'd be really terrifying, actually, seeing the Black Kings. And if you got Nurgle Allegiance, they're battle line as well. So, and their war school didn't change. So, Blight Kings are crazy. I'm going to be having 5 in my Nurgle list when I get them done, and I'm probably going to be picking up some more because they're so good. Blight Kings are just are really good. I think Nurgle came out very well, and with the new stuff that we're getting, getting from Blight War, I think it's going to be pretty interesting to play as Nurgle. I'm looking forward to it.
You get like a wheel thing, don't you, that you move every turn to show what the next power is that you get.
6 stages of decay, and you roll the dice at the beginning of the game, and that you consult the table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and say I rolled a 4, you start the dial on 4, and then you turn the dial clockwise, which will go to like 5 and then 6 and then 1 and then 2 and then 3 and so on every turn. So and it's supposed to represent the stages of decay, which is pretty good. I'm lucky with painting. My partner, Vic from NWO, paints 30 gaunts in a week and loves it. She'd done my entire knit army. Wow, I wish I had someone like that. Fucking painting my gaunts for them. It's amazing. I have to admit, I have a lot of gaunts still to paint up. I'm terrified.
I did 40 Homegans once before I played Winters. Never again.
Yeah, it's taxing. Like I look at my Gene Steels and go, oh, the Gene Steels are so good. I wish I had some more painted. And it's like, oh, but look at them. They're gonna kill me. I just got another kit of Blight Kings and a box of Liberators that I'm going to convert with the extra bits from the Blight Kings box, and I'll have 20. What? How are you going to convert them? Is it just like the extra legs or something? Because I might do that to some of my Liberators that I'm trying to sell. That might be an interesting idea. I'd get myself some Blight Kings and be the cheesy broken up about.
Well, I did that with Lucy's Raptors. I bought 3 boxes of Raptors and a box of Liberators and then used the spares to make another 9 Raptors.
You're an evil man.
Dude, I'm the one who has to play them.
But the local FLGs have 2 more boxes of Liberators for 50% off. Where is this company that has 50% off? I want to go there. It's crazy, 50% off. Right, let's do some. That's a lot of talking. I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna look through my Chaos book, Sigmar, at some of the Nurgle stuff. I'm also thinking about looking through the Slaves of Darkness stuff because I can give them Nurgle keyword and they could just pop into my army like without no problems. It's quite nice. I know you've got a lot of Bloodbound. Which would be pretty cool to see, Harry.
What's this?
I know you've got a lot of Bloodbound.
Yes, I do. And I painted 40 Reavers, or tried to paint 40 Reavers at once, and it was horrendous.
Ooh. So, Will, I really am. I'm going to a team event in 2 weeks in Stirling. Event, and one of my team is playing Necrons. He just got his eBay buys today. He has 2 weeks to paint 60 Scarab bases.
That's easy. I'll do that in the night, man.
What? A Scarab base is good now? I haven't played them yet.
Just weighted dice, they're like Razorwing Flocks.
Alright.
I wouldn't say they're amazing. It's just massive amount of models, massive amount of wounds, reanimation protocols. You're not going to shift them, and you've got board control. It's the same thing as the drone and commander spam, but Necron spam.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have Morbidix twice born as my Nurgle dude, one of the Nurgle lords. I might get the other 2. I'm just they're really expensive. They're 240 or 220 points each, which is huge. And then Glockin's now 420. Oh, 420 displays. The only things they got are those 2 boxes of Libs, Attack Squad, a Tau Battlesuit, and a box of Lord of the Rings models. Oh, that's not great. Just 1 Tau Battlesuit, or is it like a box of 3? Oh, so I've got I've got Morbidex twice spawn, and he busts Nurglings.
No. Right.
In your phase, pick a unit of Nurglings within 7 inches and add D3 models to it. If there are none within range, set up a new unit of Nurglings that has D3 models anywhere within 7 inches and more than 9 inches from the enemy. So basically, in a match play game, I can't add to the unit, but if I lose some of them, I could add them back.
So I'm filming a tutorial whilst also live streaming, Phil.
Add 1 to all the wound rolls made for Nurglings that are within 7 inches of Morbidex twice spawn. It's a nice little boost of Nurglings. I'm going to have a lot of Nurgling bases, so I honestly expect Nurglings to work really well with this dude, so I'm happy I actually created that guy. Thank you, Pass Phil. Backed up by Annihilation Barges, Praetorians, and Spiders. Yeah, Annihilation Barges are horrific. The Quantum Shielding alone is really treacherous and quite upsetting to play against. Praetorians, I think, they're just the same like they were last time. I think they're a bit overcosted to what they are now, but still pretty good. Spiders, they're going to help you out with those Scarab bases, no problem. But the Blight Kings from the actual GW store, no 50% discount on those. Tough times, man. Pretty interesting. Repugnant regrowth. If you suffer in your hero phase, roll a dice. On a 4 or 5, you heal 1 wound. On a 6, heal T3 wound. Pretty cool there. You also got Nurgle's Rot there as well. So Morbeck's twice spawn. He has a tongue attack, which is 6-inch range, 3 attacks, 3s to hit, and then to wound is like a sort of degrading wound. So his is 2s, and then 2s, and they start to lose them when he suffers 5 to 7 wounds down to 3s. But then -1/1 damage, so it's not insane. And he has 2 things in combat. His Flesh Reaper Scythe, which is 2 inches range. 5 attacks, 3 3s, -1, 2 damage. None of that degrades. That's pretty cool. Much as Claws, the number of attacks degrades over time, but you'll find yourself always having 5, 4 at the least, which are hitting on 4s and on 2s, -1/1. So he's 12 wounds, 3 up save. He's got a move of 10 that could degrade. He's pretty good for Sigma. In 40k, he'll probably work as my Demon Prince, because Glock King is my great and clean one. If I use Glock King as my Renegade Knight, Morbidex will probably become a great and clean one, which would be pretty cool. Because Glock King's sort of the same size as a Knight.
Dennis has just joined. Necrons! Love to paint crons and go so fast. I've just OSL'd my entire collection, and I will be doing an overview video tomorrow, so look out for that in the next couple of days. J. Thomas says, not sure what the Tau thing is really. I'm new at 40k in general and no experience with Tau. Basically, someone just spamming the same thing that's really, really good, and it's really hard to counter.
Yeah. Will said, here's a tricky question. GW approach you and say, you can change a single rule in the main rulebook. What do you want to change? What would you say, Harry?
If you are in cover, -1 to hit instead of +1 to your armor save.
And change for the vehicle to just be obscured.
Yes, vehicles and monsters should get cover if they are simply 50% obscured from the point of the fire. Absolutely that. Cover needs reworking entirely because the way it is, I'm sorry, it's shit. You might as well play with a few line of sight block on things and fucking ignore the cover rules. I'm really sorry that I'm swearing and stuff, but I totally agree.
I think the rule I would want to change. I don't know what rule I would want to change, actually. I kind of want to change all of this, like, 5-up ignore damage to a feel no pain rule. Like, make this a universal special rule so that people aren't getting confused. Like, you have this rule against mortal wounds, normal wounds, and it's every wound you suffer, not you suffer this wound with this amount of damage. It's every wound you've lost, you roll, you feel no pain.
So the damage rolls, like what the Avatar King has.
Yeah, what it is now, not what people are saying. Like you roll 1 dice for a d6 damage weapon, and I think they could have solved this whole problem with just having that universal rule, which is just not bad. I think they also need to add some sort of terrain difference. I think, like Harry said, the +1 to your save should be totally different. It should be -1 to hit them, and I think that can be very useful. And then it kind of, and then with that obscure from the normal vehicles, that brings Iron Roy's Imperial Fist and a Mulworth. It's pretty cool. The rule I would change is when it gets a pink lemonade, and they all pink lemonade coolers and OGW swords. That sounds fucking awesome. I would play games non-stop for that, like. So Blight Kings are insane. So you get 5 in the unit, and they have 4 save, 3 wounds apiece, 4-inch move, so they are slow. A unit of future Blight Knights has 5 more models and a variety of filth-encrusted blighted weapons. The leader has 4 attacks instead of 3, so each guy has 3 attacks each. So that's 15, and you get an extra attack for the leader, so that's 16 dice. That's hits on 3s, wound on 3s, no rend, 1 damage. So that doesn't sound amazing, but 16 attacks, that's huge. But you could have, so the Icon Bearer gives you add 1 bravery, the Scorcher's Toxin gives you add 1 to your run and charge roll, so you always want the Toxin. And then you got in your hero phase, you roll a dice for this unit, any other unit within 6 inches, or roll over 6, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, or heals D3 wounds if it's a notable unit. It's pretty good, they've got a thing of trying to heal them. Then you got Blighted Weapons, which is, if the hit roll for a Blighted Weapon is 6 or more, that attack goes D6 hits rather than 1. That's insane.
So it's like the shock ball arrow that Lucy runs on adjudicators.
Yeah, but that's on 16 dice, not 1.
Yeah.
So 16 dice, any 6s turn into D6 hits rather than 1. Now, it's 6 or more, so I'm going to scour things that could affect these guys to see if I can add 1 stat. Before, I don't know whether Chaos Full Allegiance has changed now, where they used to have unpredictable destruction.
No, it's still +1 if you roll a 6.
So, yeah, you could run Blight Kings in a normal Chaos Army, get the unpredictable destruction, and then it's 5 or more. They are getting D6 hits per dice. Like, there's 5 or more. The Brockbringer Sorcerer has a power which is 7 inches, casting value is 6, and it's just a straight 3 mortal wounds, which is pretty nice. Fetus Lord, what can he do?
Will.i.am says, what's that you're putting on rocks? It's Valhalla Blizzard. Or rather, it is my own homemade Valhalla Blizzard, which is army paint of snow, PVA glue, and a little bit of flow improver. These are ogre bases, which I'm doing to time with my beast claws. So, slate, water effects, crystals, actual trees from outside. So, yeah.
No, so far nothing.
So yeah, you can expect to see the ogres hopefully very soon. I've got 2 giants and 2 hellblasters to paint. Hellblasters? Iron blasters? What are they called, Phil?
What?
Them cannon things for the ogres are the iron blasters.
Lead belchers. Iron blasters are the cannon.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, but I thought you were showing a base at me, which was a 40mm one.
Oh yeah, because me iron blaster ones are already done.
Yeah.
I just need to actually paint them. I've also got 2 giants I need to paint. I need to build them. So I built me repulsor at work today, Phil.
All right.
That didn't go so well. It's a nice model. There is part of it which I feel should have been less pieces. For example, the skirt that goes around it each piece or each part of it was 2 pieces of plastic. I just feel like the entire bottom and the entire side could have just been 1 piece of plastic each. It just seemed really silly.
Right, yeah. So the Glock King actually, there's nothing to add to your hit rolls. There is one of the Demon Lords that can let you 1 unit reroll all failed to wound rolls. But the Glock King's probably the best one. His command ability is a 14-inch bubble, and all Nurgle units get +1 to their tax characteristic of any melee weapons used. Which basically means it's now 4 attacks per model, so that'll be 20, but then +1 for the leader, 21 for 5 dudes. And
you're probably going to roll 3 or 4 6s there.
Yeah, so it's number of dice is basically what it is. But there's a lot of things in like the hero phase which can heal wounds and do mortal wounds. So there's a lot of stuff there. I mean, there may be other stuff in terms of the normal Nurgle stuff that could affect them. Let's check that.
So Will.i.am's just said he's just pinned up 120 models for his Genestealer cult. Any advice for fast but striking base design? Absolutely. Go and check out Terry from Demonscape. I've just put a review video, and I don't know how well you can see this, but if you go and check out any of the Genestealer cult battle reports I've done, these little resin bases have like tentacles on. Oh, where's the camera? There we go. We've got eggs on, a little bit of rock, and tentacles and stuff on them. Terry sells bases, I think it's 350 for 10 32mm ones. And they are absolutely outstanding. I'm just getting some runic ones for when I do the Death Watch, which I'll hopefully be starting this weekend. Mission for this month: paint Giants, paint Primaris, paint Sylvaneth, and paint Death Watch. Basically, I have to paint 3 armies in a month.
Yeah, so I found Epidemius, a model that I do want to get. It's pretty big as well. His tally affects Nurgle units. And if Nurgle models, you need to keep track of the models that Nurgle models kill. If I get 7 or 13, I can then reroll 1s. There's no bubble for it. It's just on the battlefield, which is pretty good. If I get 14 to 20, I get a reroll hit rolls of 1. If it's 21 or more, I add 1 to the save rolls. So suddenly I can find a way to reroll 1s if I get enough damage in. And that's it for the sort of Nurgle demon side. Now I'm going to go and check Skiv and Pestilence.
2 seconds. Will.i.am says, can I pop a link in? I'll send a link into the chat now, but if you go on the Facebook page, it's only about 3 posts ago. I don't think I've posted since then. And if you do purchase from Terry, please tell him that I sent you across. There's a whole load of different ones as well. There's, like I said, runic ones. There's paved stone ones, which Phil's got a few of. Miadmech were done on them. All of me corn. If you see me corn, the skull ones are all from Terry. Phil likes the bases, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Or you could do what I do and just literally glue slate actual trees and shit to a base.
So it turns out there's essentially nothing for the Skiv and Pestilence that can buff Nurgle units. They're kind of like really all of their own. The Sorcerer dude can pick a unit, and then everyone attacking that unit gets +1 to their wound rolls, which doesn't really matter as much. Now I'm going to look at the Slave Darkness stuff. Let's see if I can find it.
Have you looked at the command traits and stuff? Because I think the Pestilent ones...
Nurgle. Specifically Nurgle. Because I won't be able to run my battle lines for my Vikings out with.
Right.
And the Nurgle stuff isn't out yet. So we just really don't know.
Joe Thomas has just said there, I forgot the name of the character, but it's 4 units of 5 Blight Kings, and that specific general gives them ridiculous heals.
Yeah.
Sharpie knows what it is.
I know what it is. I have it right here now. It is Blight Guard. Lord of Plagues, Rotbringer Sorcerer, 4 units of Blight Kings. Subtract 1 from the hit rolls of any attacks made against units in this battalion. You can reroll wound rolls of 1 for Blight Guard models in the combat phase. So it's got nothing to do with the hit rolls, which means I'm probably not going to look at it.
Sharpie says, yeah. Will I really says, if you could nerf a single unit in 40k, what would you nerf and why?
Quantum Shield.
But that's not a single model, Phil. That's like most vehicles in one army.
Quantum Shield.
It's not even that bad. You just do lots of single damage to it like you have to with a Stonehorn now.
Quantum Shield.
Yeah, the Stonehorn sucks balls now.
Chaos Sorcerer Lord can get me a reroll save rolls of 1 if I just pick a unit. He's got a power. Pick a unit with an 18. Reroll any hit rolls of 1, wound rolls of 1, save rolls of 1 if that unit. Chaos Sorcerer Lord, taking a Nurgle keyword, can actually be really good. I'm not looking at taking him.
And it does me, but a shot I just realised I'm running out of grass tufts.
Oh wow! A Lord of Chaos can make 1 attack with his blade, which hits on 3s and wounds on 3s, -2. But once per game, it turns into 1 attack instead of 3, and it does 2d6 damage. Okay, right, we found something. Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount. I can give it a Nurgle keyword so it can affect a unit. Actually, no, I can't. Damn it. Its command ability only affects Chaos Knights, Chaos Chariots, or Gold Beast Chariots. God fucking damn it. I almost had something there.
Right, I need to message Martin.
Chaos Warriors, Chaos Chosen. Chaos Chosen pretty good, like. Marauders, Border Horsemen, Chariots. War Shrine.
So I've only got 5 grass tufts left. I have 7 bases here and I've got 3 more to do.
So the Chaos War Shrine might be pretty good. I can just go for a normal reroll 1s to hit and wound. Or I can reroll all field 1s if it's a Mortal Nurgle unit, which is pretty good. And that's the darkness stuff. So that's pretty interesting. I've got a lot of work to do to get my Nurgle to work in a certain way there. I played a game today. You used the Tower Supremacy suit. I had 5 units of technical drones hidden, which regains him 5 D3 wounds a turn, and it has the battle suit keyword, so you can have drones take his wounds.
Yeah.
Wait, what? This is going to be controversial, Harry.
No, it's true. Just like the Storm Surgeon, I forgot to do in our game for parts of it.
But the Storm Surge didn't have the battle suit keyword.
I'm convinced that they changed the Storm Surge to have the battle suit keyword, you know.
They didn't.
I'm positive they did. I've seen it somewhere.
I looked at the FAQ. It doesn't have it.
Someone confirm this for me, guys. Does the Storm Surge have that keyword
Your
or
battle
not?
suit units. Storm Surge does not have the battlesuit keyword. I'll check the FAQ for you.
Xenos 2 they're in.
I think it's Xenos 1, right? Right? Or is it Xenos 2?
No, it's 2. Doesn't appear to have it, like.
Like I said. So you couldn't have passed them off in our game. I think it forgot to do it anyway. But yeah, it's pretty insane. It's a supremacy as battlesuit keyword as well. So what are technical drones? Are they from Forge World as well?
I don't know.
I'm asking Will.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I can't see anywhere that says that. Sadly, no, the Storm Surge doesn't, but the Supremacy does. That's bull. That's absolute bull.
Yeah, I know he gives them a fiber film up here, which is pretty useful for the Blight Kings. I was looking to see if I could modify the hit rolls a bit more. But it's not really anything like that per se. I think every Genius is a good call. Akira Shrine is also another good call as well. Alright. Time to do some gold. Oh. So my changeling is almost done, guys. Harry painted up my changeling for me. I just have to do the grass on him, and then you can start seeing him in battle reports in the future. He's a very helpful model for my Zinc stuff. He's going to give him a bubble and -1 hit. Technical drones are Forge World. They have all the normal drone rules, but they have an additional rule that they can regain D3 wounds on any battlesuit within 3 inches of them. That's a pretty good rule, like. Wouldn't you agree, Harry?
Absolutely. That sounds broken to hell.
I think it's the ones that come with the commander. I'm unsure.
Oh, Commander Rely. I got him second hand, and unfortunately didn't have 2 little drones with him.
I'm not looking for 2. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, because the 3+ to hit, aren't they? I'm not looking for 2+ to hit. I'm looking for, because when they roll a 6 to hit, it turns into D6 hits. I was looking for a way to modify that. I just realized the 3+ to hit, which is pretty good. But like, I'll have to like not go Nurgle for no particular destruction. I was just looking for, is there a way to do it without, whilst I'm staying Nurgle?
The only way I can think is go Chaos, Grand Alliance, go Unpredictable Destruction, and take the command trait that gives you +1 to that roll.
I did say while staying Nurgle, but
then until you get your new book on Saturday, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think all I'm going to get really is the 3+ to hit rerolling 1s and not really get anything to add to it. Unless there's something in like the decay section of it. Or there's like a relic. Or something like that. Pretty cool to use. You're having a game with Sharpie soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to try and get a game in this week. I don't know whether to do it or hang on, because obviously he's got Nurgle/Death Guard. I don't know whether to hang fire.
I don't know whether you want to keep, whether you want to do a Sigmar one.
Yeah.
Blight War stuff for me.
Yeah, I might do Sigmar with him, because obviously I'd rather hang on another week or so, get the rules for the Death Guard, and then do the 40k one with that.
Yeah. Here's something else that's funny. Since a supremacy suit is a battle suit, it is affected by Etheral's reroll 1s to hit. So
Yes, it absolutely is, because this is what me and Phil... This is why we asked about the supremacy. Not the Storm Surge. And we discovered this when we were playing last week. Didn't we?
It can also support in fire. Pretty good.
Yeah, it can't support fire, which is really odd.
No, it can, because it's got battlesuit keyboard.
Yeah, I meant the Storm Surge can't.
That's not what I was talking about, though.
Okay. Lucy says, do what with Sigmar? Play Sharpie next week. Basically, he wants to get his Nurgle on the table. I want his Death Guard back on the channel. But the new Codex is out in like 2 weeks' time. So it's a case of do we wait and just do it when it's out? Allies is a beautiful thing for destruction now. Absolutely. Do you want a Stonehorn, Sharpie? I just converted a Harbinger of Decay. Nice.
Model. Lovely model.
Is that the one that Sharpie used a Dracoth to make?
I don't know what that means.
He's got a Nurgle character that he actually built on a Celestant on Dracoth.
That into what he was using that for one of the Demon Lords.
Oh, right.
The Harbinger Decay is like a hooded guy on a horse.
Ah, sweet.
I think he used it again too, though.
So, Phil, have you had a look through the match play missions for Sigmar yet? The new ones?
You already know, dude.
Oh, yeah. Me and Lucy played one the other day. I've just finished editing the battle report. Unfortunately, I can't render it at the same time as streaming because my PC is not that good. But you can expect that up in the morning.
One of the missions is a fucking joke, though.
No. The deployment in it is a joke.
Oh, yeah. It's completely not a joke.
The mission itself is fine. Did convert one of him, but fused his horse and him together. And made him out of Blight King parts. Nice one. What time is it anyway?
It is 11.
Ah, man. I'm not going to get done everything that I wanted to get done. But I'm going to come pretty close. Like, I wanted all these 3 devilfish / hammerhead doing. I'm not going to get the hammerhead's tip finished because I need the airbrush for that and I can't be bothered to airbrush tonight. And I'm not going to get the brass scorpion finished, I don't think.
Is your devilfish bases done as well?
They haven't got any bases.
They didn't come with any bases?
Nope.
Yeah. Supposed to have like the wave serpent like ones.
The what?
They're supposed to have the wave serpent ones.
Ah, right. No, they didn't come with any. Alright, Will I really answer has got the head, folks. See you later. Cheers for the chat. No worries at all, mate.
No worries, man.
Thanks for tuning in. So, I'm just doing the silver on the devilfish now, and I've been doing the bases for my augurs, the last few. And, yeah, I'll be working on my brass scorpion if I get these guys finished, but with the amount of blue that I've got to finish, I'm probably not going to get them done. It won't be far off, but we'll see. We will see.
Sitting on the toilet.
Oh, that video. Want to start a new 40k army, have narrowed it down to either Emperor's Children or Dark Eldar. I will let Lucy answer that for you. She will gladly say either.
Does Lucy even know what Emperor's Children is?
Yes, she does.
How?
Because one, what colour are they? Two, which god do they worship?
Yeah, well, Lucy doesn't like Slaanesh.
No, but if she did like the Chaos God, then it would be that one.
Why?
I'm just waiting for her to pipe up and say something.
I think Lucy's more of a Zinch guy.
Nah, definitely not. Absolutely not. Since I don't have a Xenos army, I'll probably go Dark Eldar. That's fair enough, mate. Beautiful models. Not easy to paint. You can't just like smash them out like what you can with Tyranids and Space Marines and stuff. There's a lot of detail on them, but they look absolutely beautiful. The god of wine and tits, some might say.
Tyrion! Hey, look, it's Jacob.
Jay Thomas says, I barely know what Emperor's Children are myself. So basically, they are a chapter of Space Marines that became heretics and Chaos Space Marines, but their Primarch worships the god of Slaanesh, which is basically the god of boobs, sex, lust, pain. Basically, Dark Eldar fucked Slaanesh into existence.
Fucking hell.
But they did. And Dark Eldar hide in the webway to avoid Slaanesh so that their souls don't get eaten. Craftworld Eldar ran away because they're too scared.
Jacob, buddy, are you going to the tournament on Saturday?
I just like the idea of a bunch of what are essentially Space Marines crossed with circus freaks. So go with Space Elves crossed with circus freaks, because then what you could also do is buy the Triumvirate of Inyard box set, get your Harlequins as well, and then play Ynnari with your Dark Eldar and your Harlequins. That's what I would do.
Ynnari too mainstream.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. I don't see a single player other than Dan who does not play with Eldar without Ynnari. You've done Ynnari, yes?
I've done it twice.
You've played more Ynnari than the normal.
No, I have not.
I don't believe you for a second.
Okay, how many Harlequins games have I played?
I don't know.
5 at the 6 at the NWO, and 2 battle reports with them.
Yeah, but it's not like you could change the NWO though.
No, but I could have gone with Ynnari.
Your purpose wasn't to build a list. It was a purpose of I just want to take Harlequin army because they are uniformed.
Shut up.
Huh?
Okay, well, I've played Harlequins twice, I've played Eldar twice, and I've played Dark Eldar 3 times, and I've played Ynnari twice.
No, I played Ynnari more than that, like. You and freaking, what's her name? Lucy, both?
What?
You and Lucy both?
Go where?
Both?
Both what?
Both? Just play freaking Ynnari? Bastard.
Lucy doesn't, she's never played them.
But it's a good idea, Phil. What did I say an idea was? Was an idea? I'm so smart, I don't even know what I said.
Ali said you played my Drukhari. Yes, I did play against them, but we're on about me actually using Harlequins and Ynnari. Jacob says he's going to finish off painting the Cult of Caro.
The Cult of Caro. Can you read, bro?
No. Can you even English, bro? No! Because you say Liberian.
I say it right, you all say it wrong.
What's the 4th letter, Phil?
I want you to die.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea. I've got an idea.
Spoilers. What did I spoil, Jacob? Please come and torment, Jacob. I'm gonna be at a. I'm gonna be there. We're all alone.
Ah.
Just to let you know, Harry.
Yeah.
I've blocked Ali Bongo.
Mm-hmm.
Because the bastard just thinks it's funny to say Liberian.
What was it again?
Hmm?
What was it again? How'd you say it?
Shut up. Phil song. Yeah, I think we're recording my song not Saturday, because I'm at a tournament, just realised. I think it will be Sunday, possibly.
So yes, shout out to the people who donated for us to get Blight War, and Phil will be thanking you personally.
Giggity. I don't think Ali is going there, Jacob.
Who? Ali, Guard Ali.
I don't know. I think that's the one that Jacob's going on about.
Right.
So he's not on the list right now, Jacob's. I don't know idea. Why do you not fancy playing against the super heavy list like?
That list was horrendous. What exactly was it? One of them was the Stormhammer with the 40 transport capacity.
They all have that, Harry.
Hmm?
I'm sure they all have that.
I don't think they all have transport.
I do believe so.
I don't know if we got tanks enough. But one of them's definitely the one with the transport, because he used it in the game against me. I think one of them had the plasma.
One. Yeah, the bolter one.
Which ones did he have, sorry?
Ban Harry from the show, Phil take over.
Well, it's pretty much been the Phil show. Apart from watching Harry paint whilst it's the Phil show.
He had some Rough Riders in the list, didn't he? He had some snipers in that.
Yeah.
No large squad. He had tarantula turrets with searchlights, I do believe.
It's oh so quiet. Oh, don't you just love it, right? When you paint
the plan comes together.
What? I can't, because if I play songs, it'll be copyrighted and won't.
What? What are you talking about?
Phil, don't play music. If I play music on this,
play music. What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
What are you going on about?
You said play "Come Together."
No, I didn't. I said I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh.
You Doyle.
Ali Bongo says it's been the Muppet Show.
Ali, you're going for the right way for a smacking, like.
We need to get you and Ali to do a battle report together, Phil.
Yeah, but he'll die before the end of the game.
Like, she'll kill him.
Yeah. I have to admit though, it was really funny watching him be when you in your little video at NWO in Southport, and he's just going.
He doesn't deal with the camera very well. He's
fucking giggling when he was like, He thought he'd had some drinks.
He'll probably tell you himself why. I mean, it's not really my place to say, but he doesn't deal with cameras well because of a medical condition. And you know what, Ali, hats off to you, mate. You handled it really well, considering I was like, boom, there you go. Dennis says, Harry, do you play with the Nightbringer? I have the twice I've used Necrons. There's a battle report already up against Michael's Orcs, and I used it against Phil. That battle report is currently on Patreon, so if you do want early access to that before it goes available for public next week, you can support us on Patreon for 1 week early battle reports. But yes, he is definitely, he's good. He can dish out the mortal wounds. It's not the best. The fact he can't be targeted is good. Let's just say I used him to heroic intervention against something which, had I not done it,
Spoilers,
would have made a mess of the squad that it charged.
Spoilers.
I never said were he charged or heroic interventioned against.
Spoilers.
It's not that spoilery, Rick.
Shut up.
On the
Spoilers.
dog painting, we've got Bazza. Bazza has been painting up a lot of really awesome nids, Phil, for a commission. I am enjoying slicing the paint from the insides of my paint pot.
Ali, you are not my friend, and you are not my fellow DJ.
Goodbye forever! In fact, anyone who's in the chat, right, if you want to feel really old, Kevin and Perry Go Large came out 18 years ago. 1999. Phil, what year were you born?
1998.
Oh, you'd still been shitting yourself when that came out and I was at the cinema watching it.
I'd never shit myself.
Right, Ali says it was like being thrown in a pit of hungry barbarians. But I dealt with it. Would just take time and practice, and then I'd be fine. Whoa, Baz, you've never seen Kevin and Perry Go Large? Go and watch it. I think it's on Netflix. You have to watch that. It's so bad that it's good.
No, I've seen clips of
it. Stuart Corkin says I'm 37 and still shit myself. Dennis says, oh, 98. So cute. Stuart says that's a joke, just to be clear. I would hope so too, mate.
Nah,
Sharpie PS1, Abe's Odyssey 20 years ago. Now, how'd you feel? Old. Mario 64, 21 years ago.
I remember playing Mario 64.
It was the best ever 3D game that ever came out. Like, it revolutionized platformers. Kind of like what Halo did for first-person shooters.
No, I don't agree about that with Halo Light.
Okay.
The one that revolutionized first-person shooters was Doom.
True.
Came out way before Halo. It is the mother of all FPSs.
Right. I'm going to move away from that painting area for the moment because I'm filming a basing tutorial for the ogres, as I actually do the rest of the army. Resident Evil is 21. Mikey said that. Jesus Christ. Was that 96 as well? I think it was the same year that, what do you call it, came out? That and Zelda, same year, was N64 Gold. Barry, I was 10. Yeah, I was 10 as well, mate. 86, I was born. More like Doom started it.
Yeah, Doom started, yeah. That's why I said it's the mother of all. That you play Doom and you play Halo, and there's so many similarities to it. Unbelievable. Even the fact that they talk about demons 24/7. Demon! I just feel like if Jacob put Doom and then put Screeching, and I was like, I have to admit, as soon as someone says Doom, then he's got like heavy metal playing instantly as soon as someone says it. Right, the horrors are done. Time to stick them to the chariots.
Original Doom was 13 floppy disks. Jesus.
Stuart,
I remember Halo on the first Xbox was revolutionary. Remember how different it felt? Yeah, absolutely, mate. Same with Mario 64. It was just so far out there compared to everything else that you'd ever played or that had been out. And it literally everything else built upon that, and it was fantastic.
I tell you what else is 13 floppies.
What?
When people look at Jacob.
Wow.
Like that every time Lucy brings out a Stormcast, there's 13 floppies active in the world.
Baz says last time I played was Alex the Kid. That's how long ago I had a computer. That was on the Master System. Ali's comment, Phil.
Your mum had 13 floppies in a Master. Wow.
No, let's keep this clean. This is, well, it's after 11. It's after curfew, so what the hell going on there?
Ali, I bet your mum's vagina looks like a kebab.
Wow! Wow, can we stop this, please? Bazza built in. Yeah, mate, you didn't even put a game in. You just turned the computer on and there it was. Ah, yeah, I had an Amiga when I was a kid as well. Commodore 64 with the cassette tape games that you had to rewind. Phil's just thinking, what on earth?
How are you talking about?
Video games that were on cassette tapes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. It's interesting, actually, because the Commodore 64 and the Spectrum actually crashed the video game market almost because they were so easy to copy. Game companies went out of business so quick because you just literally press record.
I think my first love of games was the Game Boy Color. And Pokemon was my first
Absolutely.
love.
I think I must have been about 12, 13 when Pokemon came out, and I grabbed it. I still played mine on the old black and white Game Boy when it came out. And I searched high and low to find Pokemon Yellow, and I found it with a full trainer's guide explaining where to catch everything. And the amount of hours I put in on Pokemon games is unbelievable. If you've never had dial-up tone, you've never lived. Oh my word, yes, I had dial-up internet. Steve says, hi all, some Tau vehicles. Yes, 3 of them in fact, and some Ogre bases. Game Boy Pocket. I can't remember that one. I think that was the one just before the colour.
I had Game Boy Micro. Which actually doesn't save. I got a dodgy one that doesn't save. Game Boy Micros, though, you could only use Game Boy Advance in, whereas the Game Boy Advance, you could put advanced and color games in.
Yeah. I had the very first Game Boy Advance as well, the purple ones that were ridiculously hard to be able to see. And then they released the SP, which is a flip-top one with a built-in backlight, which was just amazing. I still remember PS1 Spider-Man. Absolutely, that game was amazing.
Oh, is that the one with the Carnage and Doc Octopus?
Yes.
Yeah, that gave me nightmares.
Steve says he's just finished his last night shift. Good job, man. Good job. I've got 2 more weeks at work, right? And then I'm off for a week, Stephen. So if you fancy a game, come on down because I'm off all week. And Tony from our group chat is going to be coming up to visit. So come down, whack a game in with him.
hope I can make it that week to see Tony.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Phil's moving away to universities, coming down to see Bazza. You'll have to meet up with Phil, Bazza, and have a couple of games in GW. I'm sure Phil will be nice enough to you. Won't you, Phil?
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 Smash Brothers and that Star Fox game thingy with Fox and Falcon. You mean Lilac Wars, which came with an expansion of a Rumble Pack, which you plugged into the back of your control and put 4 AA batteries in it, right? Which made it vibrate when your ship was hit. When you're next to Warhammer World, Mikey, I have no idea, my friend, because I'm at Gibraltar in September. Then at the end of September, I need to pay me AAT registration to sit me accountancy exams. I've also got an MOT in the car. So earliest, you're looking probably November, which is a shame because I haven't been since May when me and Phil went on Warhammer TV. I've just been so busy. I mean, what happened in June? My car engine blew up. What happened in July? End of college. And then beginning of August, I was down in Southport. And then obviously September, Gibraltar. And I can only well, actually, beginning of August, I went to Gibraltar. But then the end of August, we went down to Sheffield, which is nearly Warhammer World. Because we went down to Hellstorm Wargaming. Please go and check. Go and check out Hellstorm Wargaming. Mikey does some awesome videos, live streaming on Twitch. And some fantastic battle reports. Phil played against Dan and his Dark Eldar. I played against Mikey and his Blood Ravens. And then we played a game on Mikey's Twitch channel live, which Phil was commentating on. And some interesting quotes from Phil during the game itself. Butter me backwards and call me Tom Cruise.
Yeah, butter me backwards, call me Tom Cruise.
And then Mikey took the book off the shelf and read it to the children.
He took the book off the shelf and read it to the children.
That was fantastic. I was in stitches watching that game back. Give us a heads up next time you have a date. Out of interest, how expensive is the Gibraltar trip costing you? I imagine it's pretty tough on your wallet. Well, most of it was fine, right? But it's the fact that everything kind of came at once. So my car blew up at the same time as I just paid to Gibraltar. So the ticket cost was £75, which, when you consider what you get, isn't bad. The NWO was 60 quid. Gibraltar is 75, but you get the little invite which you see on the video that went up the other day. So you get your dice, you get your toffee, you get your dog tags. You get a t-shirt when you get out there. And obviously the tables that you get are absolutely out of this world. Like, I've only seen them in the pictures, but it looks absolutely insane. You then need to pay for accommodation. It's £35 a night if you take a single room, or if you take a double room, it's £25 a night each. So it's £50 for a night for a double room. I am sharing a room with Mr. Ian Gonzalez, who has been on Tabletop Tactics with his Orc army, so I'm looking forward to that. Basically, I'm not going to be drinking. Ian doesn't drink, so that's why we said, you know, we were quite happy to share a room. Have to see what shifts I'm off, what week you off. 18th to the 22nd I'm off, Stephen. So yeah, that's costing us 75 tickets, 75 accommodation. I need spends while I'm there. So I'm taking about 100 quid spending money. My passport was 80 quid. My flight to Gibraltar from Manchester on the Friday was about 110, 115. But I had to pay for extra leg room because it's me. My flight home, I could have flown home on the Tuesday for about the same price. But believe it or not, I have anxiety in places that I'm not familiar with and around people that I don't know. And I didn't really want to try and find a hotel to stay in or something for the Monday night to fly back on the Tuesday. A lot of people are flying to Malaga and then driving down, but again, anxiety, I don't really want to have to rely on booking a car, driving down there myself, and this, that, and the other. It's more things, in my eyes, that can go wrong that I'm not in control of. So I'd rather not. By flying straight to Gibraltar, the SM team will actually come and collect it from the airport. So flying home cost me £240. So that's 350 just on flights, which is more than everything else. 100 quid isn't a lot of hookers and cocaine, no, Harry. Barry says 100 quid, I can get it for 40, lol. Yeah, that's because you're from Middlesbrough. Starting Grots soon, looking forward, just a fun army. Grots look cool, but the sheer amount of models I don't think I could deal with.
Grots are I actually think Grot armies are pretty strong.
They are, because weight of models and the way that the game has gone.
Oh, not even weight of models. The Grot tanks, the Grot super tank, the big mech thingy-majiggies, whatever they're called.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking Age of Sigmar, but
there's not Grots in Age of Sigmar. There's goblins.
Pretty sure they're called Grots for the ogres.
No, the ogres are called Noblars.
No, they changed them. They changed them in the thing.
Sure.
Mikey says, I totally get the anxiety thing. Fucking flights are ridiculously expensive, though. Absolutely. I mean, Ali, I don't know if Ali suffers from anxiety, but he'll even tell you when he turned up the NWO, we kind of looked across the room at each other and we're like, And like, there was loads of people there, and I just bought my stuff off Martin that came out the week before on the Friday night, and I was just sat there building, and like loads of people were sat chuntering on and stuff as they were turning up, and I was just like, I don't know these people. I'm just going to stick my head down in my models and build stuff. But no, I don't remember the name of all the lads. I think one of them might have been Rob Dunn, actually. And they were just all really friendly. One of them was, I think it was Max. Max was one of the others. Yeah, Basil says the alcohol got to Age of Sigmar as well, Phil.
No.
No, I'm positive they got changed.
No. I don't believe that. I don't believe this word. Everything's a lie. Oh, couldn't you just stick in blue horrors to the chariots?
Have you been painting this whole time as well?
Yeah. Getting all the blue horrors done to put on these chariots, and then call my blue horror crew done.
I was hoping to do 2 or 3 small videos tonight, but I haven't been able to do them because I decided to live stream instead. But saying that I've painted that much, I wouldn't have been able to do it because of painting.
I'm soon to have 5 burning chariots, which is pretty good.
Because you've only got 4 then the Herald at the minute, haven't you?
Yeah, and the 5th one's in the middle of the pin. I just need to do the gold and the fire, and then base them.
Is that the one I sprayed on Tuesday for you?
Aye. The from your spray, and then my normal scheme, like I'll be able to show you the difference between the one you sprayed and the one I sprayed, and the one you sprayed is so much better in my opinion. Because it had the 2 blues, then I washed it with the blue shade, then it was Tessius blue, Calgo sky, and then Ferrocene grey dry brush. And the ones before we just sprayed with the normal DW spray, and then Tessius blue, Calgo sky, normal spray, shade, Tessius blue, Calgo sky, and then the Ferrocene grey. And the ones you've done are a lot darker, and then the ones that have come out my way are a lot brighter. So I kind of like the way mine is right now. Look nice. There's not much difference between them, but it'd be pretty cool. I'll have a very big flamer list though.
Barry says he needs to do videos. He's running behind. Barry, I've got like loads that I need to do. I need to do my new Necron overview video after doing all the OSL. I've got a product review from Deep Cut Studios I need to do. I've got the tutorial for the bases, which I need to do, which I've just been filming there tonight. And Stuart says, can I get a closer look at the bases you're working on? Absolutely. If you go and check out the Beastclaw Raiders, any of the battle reports, they're all on there. Oh, there's the camera. So it's not going to focus, sorry, because it's not an autofocus camera. Basically, it's water effects with slate, snow, crystals, actual trees, and some grass tufts. But yeah, if you go on the Facebook page and have a look at any of the Beastclaw Raider pictures, you can see them on there a little bit closer. Craig is in the building. So hi, Craig, Phil.
Whatever happened to Craig Young?
Oh, he deleted Facebook.
What?
Yeah, he was an admin on a lot of the Facebook pages, and Shane messaged him. He's like, "What's happened to Craig?" I'm like, "I don't know. He disappeared." I seen him in town about 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe. He didn't look great, so I hope he's okay.
I wonder what he's still doing 40k now.
Well, he hasn't been any of the tournaments, and he lives in Sunderland, so I'm surprised.
Wow.
Oh, hang on. Jacob says he's working on a Chaos Spaceman Codex review.
Sweet.
Mikey says I've got like 5 videos that are just shitty camera work and my baghead rambling. Pro YouTuber me. Are they the first videos that you've done though, Mikey? Because the more you do, the more confident you get. It's a big, steep learning curve.
Oh, I've got pins and needles in my foot. Wow, these Jarretts look a lot better with the crew on them, like. Just
Stuart Colton says, cool, thanks. I have to decide how to base my 2 something my first 40k armies actually decided. I don't like this new YouTube. I can't view much of the chat in one go. Where's it gone? Decided to pick up the game with the new edition. Yeah, if you want an easy basing, right, absolutely check out Terry from Demonscapes. Like, his resin bases are fantastic, and they're in loads of different sizes. You can get almost any size you want. You can get loads of themes. You can get skull. You can get apocalyptic kind of wasteland, trash ones. You can get paved ones, alien ones, runic ones, all sorts. Craig just got back from a mini OS tournament. Came last but won. No worries, Craig. As long as you had fun, though, that's all that matters. I thought Craig left from 40k as I heard he doesn't like 8th edition. Maybe. Steven says, nearly got my Ravana finished. A bit of a clean-up and he's done. That'll teach me to take a 160 point battalion and a 700 point list. Wow. But 1 drop and you'd been going first.
Wait, what did he use?
He paid 160 points for a battalion when he was playing a 700 point game.
What battalion did he use?
Skaven 1, Pestilence, I'm guessing.
Oh, Brayherd's got really good, apparently.
Yep, I heard that too.
They no longer have to do that giant battalion to get their ambush.
Why is it, right, that they've got like 6 models, okay? They get their own allegiance traits.
Brayherds?
Yeah.
No, they don't. You do know what Brayherds are, right? The Beastmen.
Yeah.
So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12, 13, 14. I don't think that's about.
All right, Phil, I get it, right?
Yeah, they got a lot. But it's like they got these stones, and these stones are like their old stuff, and if they're within it, they get the damned arcane and another one special rules from it.
Bless you.
And then all enemies treated as deadly. So if you like run a charge to it, and you have to roll dice on one your model slain, and you can set them up within like 4 inches of each other, and there's so many of them as well. So it's pretty good. Plague Smog he used.
So Basil says, I want some bases for my AOS grots. Go and check out Terry, mate. He's got absolutely loads. Spray them up, paint them, done. Takes 2 minutes. I did like, when I bought 100 bloodletters for Age of Sigmar, I did like all the bases in one go. Put them all on a massive piece of board. Sprayed them with a pound shop grey primer. Dry brushed the skulls cream. Dry brushed the lot white. Done.
Yeah, I think that Pestilence book that Reese was on about has all the battalions in it. Because I don't see them in this big kiosk book. I see this giant Clan Skyer one, which is just fucking awesome. So many special rules in it. Gutter runners. I like these giant vermin little dudes. They're so cool. 4 attacks, 3-inch range, 3s, -1, 3 damage. Reroll hit rolls and wound rolls are 1s. See you later, Underpin Die.
Is he off? See you later, Baz, mate. I'm not going to be too much longer, to be honest, Phil, because I need some sleep. And I'm starting work early tomorrow because I'm finishing early to get my internet fixed.
Successful night for me, like.
Same, not quite as much as I hope to get done, but I'm not far off. So I've got the blue highlight on the Tau vehicles, and then they are done. And I've still got the Brass Scorpion to do, unfortunately. So not as much as I'd hoped, but not a bad night.
Sure, Sharpie. I mean, I mean, what are you doing tomorrow, Sharpie? Actually, no. I think I've got things to do tomorrow. Actually, I'm pretty much really busy, Sharpie, and then I'm going on holiday. As soon as I get back, I'm moving to Middlesbrough, so it's like it's really tough to know what I'm doing over the next like 3 to 4 weeks for certain, because there's so much stuff I need to sort out and do and things like that. So it's tough to make any plans.
Apart from your video victory dance.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, right, is when you record it, I'm going to give you Blight War as your reward.
All right. No, Jacob, I'm going to watch some Mock the Week and have a hot chocolate.
Phil had Mock the Week on Tuesday when we were hanging out, and it was amusing.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, but I have some Arrow to watch, unfortunately. Now they're finally caught up with Game of Thrones.
Oh.
I've got a grot. I've got a grot. I've got a fucking grot.
You know Captain Phillips?
No.
Like the film where they had the dude who's like, I am the captain now.
No.
What? How do you not know that?
Because I don't know where it
is. Well, other people who know it, there was a meme where it's the Night King, and spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, for the last episode of Game of Thrones, cover your ears, cover your ears, cover your ears. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The Night King is like, I am the Dragon Queen now. I am the Dragon Queen now. Ugh.
Right. You know her? Oh,
what?
She is beautiful. I wanted to have my babies, and there'd be little monsters, and they would take over the world.
Oh, fucking Torment.
Yeah.
Fucking love Torment. Yeah, the fate of Gendry, Beric, Dondarrion, and Torment's kind of up in the air, really.
Which one's Dondarrion? The one that keeps coming back alive?
Yeah, but Thoros is dead.
His name.
Like, he's got what?
I keep forgetting his name. That's why.
He's been in the show since season 1.
I know.
Yeah. Looks so different in season 1 to what he does now, though.
I can't remember him in season 1.
Basically, it was when Ned said that the Mount put a bounty on the mountain, and it ordered Beric Dondarrion and some men to go and arrest him. That was him. Looks completely different. You wouldn't recognize him. But I like Beric. I like the actor's voice that he does for him. Really.
I think my snow needed a bit more.
No. Okay, so quick question, lads. I try to fix with flesh power highs, 20 shots per gun, and if it's standing still, gets 80. Is that right? Or are they classes of pair for 20 shots? It's a pair for 20 shots, my friend. If you could stand still and get 80 shots with the Tron effects of the flesh power highs, that would be insane.
You get 40 shots, though.
Yeah, it's 20, but then you stand still, you get 40. See, people are saying that that the Tron effect is good. I don't rate him because of the exocrine. Exocrine's better, has a better gun. The only other way that the Tron effects can be better than the exocrine is if he hits twice with his rupture cannon, because then he gets the bonus and extra 2 shots from it. It gets really good after that. But
does he still only hit on 4s?
Oh yeah.
I loved the rupture cannon in 7th, but the fact he was only hitting on 4s and the fact it was only AP4 hurt it so bad.
I don't know whether it's the same in this edition now, but I remember last edition he had a 2-up armor save.
Yeah.
But it didn't really make any
sense
because out of all things, why would he have a 2-up armor save? Like, I feel like the Swarm Lord or even the actual Curve Lord would have a better armor save than a Tran effects. So I was a bit confused by his armor save. I mean, not everyone used them anyway, but not many people used a lot of different stuff. So, right, let me get my greens ready for these flames. Need to use 2.
Alright, I'm just going to grab a couple of augers.
I might search for some of my mouthful stuff. I don't think I've lost all the cards. Yeah.
You are?
It's Jacob. Jacob's just talking, that's all.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Don't know what I was going to say. So I've got 1 lead belcher left over, right? Because that only take my unit to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got 6 ogres off alley. And I've got 1 of the riders off the top of the Beast Claw pair. Off the top of the Stonehorn riders. And I don't know what to do.
What do you mean?
Like, I need a butcher. So do I convert one?
You already got a butcher though.
I need 2.
Why do you need 2?
Mages.
Alright. You'll have to green turf and apron. There's no doubt about that.
Which I suck at.
What?
I suck at that.
It's only an apron. You need a cleaver as well. Cleavers will look cool.
Yeah, the one that I got off you has got a meat tenderizer, but yeah, I need a cleaver, but I don't know how to make a cleaver either.
The cleaver will be cool as fuck.
And then I need to put a little bit of wash on the other set of augers I got off you because one set of skin was really light.
Did you get your obelisk sprayed?
No, I haven't done any airbrushing tonight. I need to do. So I'll probably do that tomorrow when I spray the something else that I was needing to do. Where did I put that now? Yeah, I would have probably picked up some second-hand ones, but like even on eBay, they're like people want like 25, 30 quid for one of the characters, and it's not worth it.
Oh. That's how much they used to cost, you know.
I know.
I know. I know Kyle's got an actual butcher box in the shop actually. It'll be the same as it'll be like something like 20 quid, maybe even 25.
Yeah.
And it'll be metal as well. Metal or fine cast.
I've got a spare bull left over as well. So I've got 7 bulls and a lead belcher and then the spare rider.
You could probably turn one into a tyrant.
Yeah, I know, I'm going to try, but I haven't got really got many parts to convert.
Oh, have you still got that club from that Demon Prince?
What, you mean what do you call it one? I can't remember. The one that I give to Sharpie? No, because I kind of hacked it off.
Oh, there you go. If you had that club would have worked best for a tyrant.
No, at Mikey's off, he says, Stuart says, dude, that sounds good. What sounds good?
All I want is an Orca dropship.
Yeah, he sent us a link to one the other day. It went for like 800 quid or something.
What? Why don't you just buy it from Forge World?
Because you can't.
Why?
Don't make it anymore.
What?
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. I'm pleased the devilfish ain't done because like these 3 things alone is like nearly 500 points. When I say devilfish, one of them is actually a hammerhead that can change into a devilfish if needs be. Oh, pot noodles sound so good.
I don't pot noodle for much, you know.
You got a Bombay bad boy, didn't you?
Yeah.
You bad boy.
Yeah.
Warp is going to get some. Necromunda has a board. Seriously, what the fuck? Yeah, we already discussed that.
You need to look at the board, and you should realise that it's actually just a flat photocopy of the Shadow War terrain. And I think it's because they want you to be able to play it with just the box. So if you've got your Shadow War terrain, you can play it normally.
I think it's to keep the cost of the actual game down as well.
Yeah. So I think people are just looking at board and thinking, oh my gosh, it's like Assassinarium and blah, 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 blah. But trust me, it's not. What are you guessing is for match play now?
Oh, with that. I'm guessing it was for match play, like that shadespire nonsense. I don't think shadespire is nonsense, it's just a different game.
It's a board game, isn't it?
Games Actually are always done board games to try and support their other games and franchises, and some of them are really cool. Like, me and Phil played Gangs of Comrade and we enjoyed it, but like after playing it once, we like
it was very repetitive.
Yeah, like for the one day that we played it, it was cool.
Yeah.
You're going to do yourself a tank list next time you play town. No, because I've only got them 3. I don't have like 10 like what you do. Oh man, I didn't get quite the amount I wanted done. I've got a Burr Sharpie to do on the Brass Scorpion, which I think I'll probably do in bed. And I didn't get the obelisk sprayed. And I didn't quite get these tower vehicles done. They're not far off, they only need the blue highlighting. And then they're done. But I wanted the Scorpion done as well. Yeah.
Sounds like you're giving up, Harry.
I've pretty much given up, Phil. It's now 10 to 12, and I've got to be at work for 8 o'clock.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they say early bird catches the worm.
Exactly, so I need to get myself off to bed.
Hey.
So, thank you very much to everybody that has tuned in. It's been great having you around in the chat. If you would like to support the Dark Artisan, you can donate to the... I've just snapped the leg off my Brass Scorpion.
You son of a bitch.
You can donate via PayPal at the email address listed on screen now. Alternatively,
every time Harry asks for a donation, a Brass Scorpion loses its leg.
You can, of course, also support us via Patreon to get early access to the battle reports, 1 week early access to battle reports, as well as being able to submit the lists and tell us what armies you want to see fight. So, Thank you very much for tuning in, Phil. Thank you very much for practically running the show. I do appreciate it. So yes, see you next time, guys.